Biden and the Democrats keep it secret.
But after promising so much, to release just a meager memo, that's just not enough. Memo. It's just not satisfying the base at this point. Right. Look at the things that they said. They said February 21st, Bondi said, Epstein's client list is sitting on my desk. Then July 7th, the DOJ memo, the client list doesn't exist. And in that memo, though, it did say there were over 1,000 victims, which means that declassifying everything would be really complicated. You are the perfect person. You used to be the head of public affairs at the Department of Justice.
Yeah, Anthony, come on.
You were dealing constantly with the balance between declassification and educating the public and what needed to stay behind closed doors. And can you explain the process of what it would mean to give more transparency?
Well, let me start with how we got here.
Yes.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave. First we practice to deceive. Right? You remember those words? Like, that's how we got here in many ways. So, like, step back. The facts. Jeffrey Epstein was charged on Donald Trump's watch. He was arrested. He was jailed. He died on Donald Trump's watch. And on the very first day, the day of Epstein's suicide, Donald Trump was on social media promoting conspiracy theories, right? And then he gets out of office, and instead of letting the Inspector General of the Justice Department and other folks do its job without interference, they are out here spouting these conspiracy theories. And now he gets back into office, and you're right, it is the proverbial dog that caught the bus. The MAGA base isn't buying it. And the only way that they are going to quiet this down, and even then it may not help, is release the files, and they have to do so in a way that protects the names of the victims.
Identities, because there's so many details in there. And
Absolutely.
Is that going to be next to impossible to do, to give some level of transparency where the base is placated and the public is also, because there is so much curiosity wondering what is being hidden, because there just is a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yes, it's a high standard, but listen, they should have thought about that before they made these promises, right? And so, right, am I wrong? Like, you can't go out and let the process take place, right, without political interference, without trying to manufacture things to advance your notion of some deep state or whatever.
And so, you know, they caught the bus, trying to placate the base.
Right.
People be mad. Watch what happened when Steve Bannon talked to somebody about their feelings about what's happening with the Epstein situation.
For this to go away, you're going to lose 10% of the MAGA movement. If we lose 10% of the MAGA movement right now, we're going to lose 40 seats in 26. We're going to lose the president. They don't even have to steal it, which they're going to try to do in 28, because they're going to sit there and they've disheartened the hardest core populist nationalists that's always been who governs us.
Okay, so that wasn't it. This is it. What I wanted to play. Although Steve Bannon's analysis, I think, is probably right.
I do. I think.
But this is hold on. But this is element 5.
Okay.
Do you believe that DOJ and FBI right now, with the guys who we're all close to, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, do you think they have any credibility left to pursue this?
No, and I'll tell you exactly why, Steve, because in 2016, we trusted the plan with Trump. But now Trump has become the deep state. The exact thing we voted him in.
Why do you say he's become the deep state?
What is more deep state than covering up for pedophiles? Why would you go to that island? Why? Tell me, why would you go to that island? Why would you go on the plane?
I mean, he has become the deep state. This is, they caught the car. Folks are mad.
The car is burning.
And the other element of this, and you hear it there in Steve Bannon's remarks, is the only reason that some of these folks are in these positions, crazy-eyed Kash Patel at the head of the FBI, four-shirt Steve Bannon. I mean, these guys they should not be in these roles.
Right.
Dan Bongino, the only reason that they are there is because they were the lead spokespeople for this nonsense on their podcasts every day, whatever crazy place that they were spouting these theories, and you see the result there. People are so bought into this, and that is really the only reason that they are there, is to deliver this bill of goods that's just not there.
And Anthony, I think it's really rich that now suddenly Donald Trump, who ran against the deep state and had all these people believing in the deep state, now has his people saying he is now the deep state.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. It's because when you create this idea that something's happening that no one was really talking about, now all of a sudden they're jumping into it.
So I do think there was some element of truth to the prior clip you played about Steve Bannon and the politics of this.
Oh, yeah, no, the politics.
Right, when you think about the universe of Trump supporters, I'm going to oversimplify it, but you basically have people who, non-MAGA supporters, who voted for Trump on issues, right? Economy, immigration, they voted for Trump because they didn't like Kamala Harris, right? You've got that set of people. But then on the other side, you've got these hardcore MAGA, like they are ride or die, or they were ride or die, right? They believe everything Trump says about Obama and birtherism. They believe the big lie. On this one, it's different because Trump himself was implicated, right? This all happened on his watch. And so Bannon is, if the MAGA stays home in these midterms, if MAGA, doesn't do what MAGA does, it really could be a threat to Trumpism.
I mean, at the end, yes.
It's a perfect MAGA hurricane.
But at the same time, we've seen this before, like over and over and over again, where something pissed off the MAGA base, and then Trump is able to wriggle his way out of it. He's very good at convincing them that the sky is pink.
Right. So here's what could happen, right? So, like if you were in a normal administration, right, somebody has to take the fall, right, before you get to the big person. And so before whether or not Trump will end up surviving this, and he will, but I don't know that Bongino will or Penn Bondi will. Somebody's head is going to have to roll.
Well, they haven't satisfied. So. They haven't satisfied what the base needs. They want something. They've got to throw out some raw meat. And there's, for right now, nothing that they can throw the base. And so are they just going to get completely caught up? Because it is a perfect storm in that, look at Pizzagate. From Pizzagate until here, there's a through line of obsession with pedophilia, getting other people, getting Democrats who are pedophiles. So they say this is the big conspiratorial lie. But look, now they can't. They have nothing to give.
And there's something, it says something about the party that Donald Trump has created and the politics of that party, that of all the lies that this guy has told his supporters, that he was going to lower consumer prices, but then he raised tariffs, that he was going to take us out of conflicts in the Middle East, but then he's entering us into them. All of these lies. This one, this one is the one that is causing the problems. I don't know what the American people are going to think about this.
Can we put up element 2 again? Because this is what Elise was talking about, the shifting stances. February 21st, Bondi says the client list is on her desk. 17th, the DOJ memo says there ain't no client list. But check out July 12th, which was yesterday.
Yep.
Trump. There are Epstein files, but they were written by Obama, Clinton, and Biden. This, to me, is the biggest tell. Why is Trump injecting himself in this and hurling and going to his tried and true distraction method, which is saying it's Obama's fault, it's Biden's fault, it's Clinton's fault, it's everyone else's fault but mine, which makes me think, and I would love to hear from Anthony, because you've got that look on your face, why shouldn't I think, and why should the American people think, that there is a there, given what the president just said? Wrote.
So listen, the fact that he's throwing out these names of Clinton and Obama, it is the classic tale. The fact of the matter is that when you look at the investigation of this, it was done, comprehensive investigation, by the nonpartisan DOJ Inspector General, Michael Horowitz. Now, what's so interesting about Michael Horowitz, and Heath, you know this, is that, do you remember maybe 4 months ago, there was this mass firing of inspectors general across the country?
Yeah.
Donald Trump kept Michael Horowitz. as the Inspector General of the Justice Department. And so if he was so upset about the investigation that Michael Horowitz did, why didn't he fire Michael Horowitz?
Ooh, Anthony, you might have just gotten Michael Horowitz fired.
Oh. Oh, Michael Horowitz.
But good point. Right? Very, very good point.
What'd he know?